Hello and welcome to episode 16, part 2, or the final episode of the Cromwell Chronicles. My name is Saffron Heftigau. I am the MC and creative director of this show. I just wanted to remind you all, if somehow you've forgotten, or maybe this is the first episode you're listening to, that you can find transcripts for our show a week after episodes air on our website, Midnight Ceremonies Media. You can also find content warnings in our descriptions. You can follow us online at Midnight C Media on Twitter, Instagram, and also on TikTok, where we will be uploading clips from the entire series. You can also use hashtag the Cromwell Chronicles or hashtag TCC Spoilers to talk about the show. I definitely will be using those to add a couple fun facts about our production. Well, without further ado, I hope you enjoy this episode. Eva, what did you do in the days, weeks following that first band practice, watching the Palace of the Dead perform for the very first time?
I have a question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Did Eva recognize anything? Like, did she recognize the bass Ro played, or just the similar sound to...
Oh, yeah. Ro's bass is the header photo of a blog you've been following on Tumblr for like 4 years now, who has asked to use your poems as lyrics in music. This is something we have talked about, and we're making it canon.
Then I think while that first band practice was playing, she was probably, if Daisy May would let her, she was like sitting with Daisy May kind of off to the side, and she was doing sketches because they wanted, album art, and she was just messing around with sketches. But she notices the bass, and she goes to her blog and she pulls it up, and she goes to the blog that she's messaged with before and, just double checks, although she knows. She definitely knows. And then she doesn't say anything. She just puts it away, and she will keep sketching. But amongst the sketches of things that they could use for album art or posters or whatever, she also sketches Ro playing their bass. But it's just like the bass and his hands playing it. And then she doesn't bring it up, but I think she goes home, and probably over dinner, well, when they're making dinner, she's gonna talk to Jacob, and she's gonna be like, I'm kind of already asked this, and you're like, it's my duty or whatever, but do you like staying with us anymore now?
I do want to stay with you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's my duty, but you're also my family.
Oh. Do you think family can be friends?
He considers it. And then he says, I don't think I've seen a closer pair of friends than you and your brother. And your family.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Alex counts. Are we friends?
Is the great Eva Petrova calling me her friend?
I mean, I was asking you.
Yes, Eva. We are friends. If you'd like to be.
Okay, I'm gonna say something, and you can't tell Mom and Dad or Alex, because it's, like, kind of embarrassing and pathetic, but, like, are we gonna stay friends?
Why wouldn't we?
He was gonna put down, like, I imagine she's, like, helping him, like, chop something or whatever. And she's gonna put down the knife. And, she's gonna say, because I think I make all my friends hate me.
Why do you think that? He puts down his stuff.
I only had, like, one friend. Here. You know, outside of Alex. And I think she hates me now. And that was, like, you know, girl stuff. But. And then I had this one friend. Or I don't know. I don't know if we were friends. But we only knew each other online. But then I found out today that we knew each other here. And I made him hate me before he even knew that. And I don't try to be likable. So I guess that's my problem. That I don't know how to be likable with the people that I like.
If there's one thing that you have taught me, Eva, it's that you shouldn't change yourself for others. If people like you, they'll like you for you. How do you know people hate you? Did they tell you that to your face?
Okay, you also can't tell Mom and Dad, but I was maybe gonna fight the one that I knew online. But I didn't, so don't tell Mom and Dad that. And the other one... I don't know.
I think he pulls you in for a hug. And a hug from Jacob. It's warm.
Jacob, I never thought about it, but you're alive. You're like warm and alive. And I miss this.
You miss feeling warm?
I mean, yeah.
I can turn up the thermostat.
I don't think that helps.
What would help you feel warm?
I don't know. I don't think anything can fix it forever.
Maybe it doesn't need to be fixed. Maybe it just needs to be.
Yeah.
Does Eva seek anyone out to talk to? In the next weeks.
I think her mom, maybe.
I think one of these nights you have a dream. It starts with the sound of something scratching at the window. And then you hear Alex say your name, but his voice is still young. It's the voice from a memory. And you're lying in your bed at home in a kind of sleep paralysis where you know that you are in bed, but you also remember your bed's back in Russia. And you remember that night in your early childhood where something creeped into your room and plunged its fangs into your neck. And you try to break out of this memory, this dream. You hear your brother's voice. And you hear him commanding. You hear him with the intentionality and power that you have used over people yourself. And you just know, upon waking, escaping, you know that your brother has hypnotized someone very close to you. You wake up and your father is in the garden, your mother is in the studio.
Oh shit. Do I know where Alex is?
Your brother's about to go on a run. And you know where everyone in the house is.
Okay. Yeah, she will find Alex and like, hey.
Sup?
Going for a run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that super urgent?
No, why?
Okay, I was just... Have you ever had a dream that's like a memory, but then it's also... It's just, I don't know.
I've had dreams about memories, why?
Okay, yeah, that wasn't the important part. Sorry I led with that.
I mean, like, I think I've told you I've had dreams about the night we got turned.
Yeah, I had a dream about that, and I don't really dream about that. But then, I don't know, I got this weird sort of... It was like a memory, but I don't remember it happening. I guess that's called making something up, but I don't think I made it up.
What did you
You know
make
how
up?
we can do the like hypnosis thing, right?
Sure, yeah.
Have you ever done it on anyone important?
Well, I did it on David.
Okay, technically he's important. I would classify him as important.
We haven't had the talk yet. Please don't hate me. Because I know I'm not going to be able to lie to you, and that's worse. You know how I was kind of on that thread for a bit where I wanted to find out why we skipped 100 years?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to Dad about it. And we talked, and he wasn't just deflecting, and I asked him to tell the truth, and a little bit too forcefully, and
So he hypnotized Dad.
yeah.
But he's okay, right?
I mean, yeah, he's fine. I think so. Should we have that family meeting?
I guess.
'Cause, like, yeah.
Is it... Yeah, okay.
If you can talk to Dad about it.
How does Eva feel knowing that Alex hypnotized their dad?
I think she'd be angrier if Alex hadn't been like, please don't hate me. Because at least she knows that he knows she hates this. And she hates the thought of doing that to her dad. Because not only because it's her dad, but in her mind, the world is kind of split into people who matter and people who don't. And the boys she fed on didn't matter. And that's why it was okay to do it. but her dad matters. And it's hard for her to reconcile that it was okay to do that.
Does Eva call a family meeting?
Yeah.
Or maybe you just find time even in the quiet after a meal is finished to bring up whatever either of you want to say.
Can Eva bring it up and just say, I know Alex hypnotized Dad.
Irina looks at Vasily and Alex. What?
Okay, sorry. I did assume Mom knew that.
Vasily kind of looks at you. Do you have something? Was there more to that sentence, Eva?
I didn't know that I needed to say more than that. Isn't it kind of... Sorry, Alex. I was gonna say I'm not mad at you, but I am. I'm just used to not being mad at you.
Oh, that's fair.
No. I just... You know, you would do that to Dad.
It was halfway an accident, but that doesn't justify that. I know it was wrong to do that.
I mean, I feel less angry about it saying it was an accident. You probably should have led with that part.
Irina goes, What would you hypnotize your father about?
One day after a run, I wanted to talk with him, and I wanted to ask about our, how we skipped 100 years. I just wanted to know why. It was dumb.
Vasily bows his head. No, son, it was not dumb. It was something I should have told both of you sooner. Eva, I'm assuming if you know about the hypnosis, you know what I told Alex.
I don't. I didn't... Part of me didn't want to know.
Do you still not want to know?
Well, no. I mean, I do want to know, is what I'm saying. Especially if the rest of you know.
I think we've told the story that there was an assassination attempt, and that the poison did not work because we were immortal. But the truth is, and Irina cuts in and goes, the truth is, your father was worried that the world would not accept us and that it would not be safe for us. And so we tried to hold off the inevitable. We tried to sleep instead of living. And then you woke up. And you had to live without us. And I don't know which is worse. That we made you lose your childhood, or that we couldn't be there for you when you woke up. Or maybe the worst thing of all is the fact that I made us these... I turned us immortal in the first place.
Wait. Did you kill me?
No, darling. No. I mean... Never talked about that night because I didn't know how much you would have remembered. I should have asked. I never asked. No, darling, I cheated on your father with a monster who promised me immortality, and he turned me into a monster like him, and I turned your father. Your father and I have worked through this, and Vasili's like, this is not, we are fine. That's... But then he turned you against my wishes, and I don't know if you remember that feast that we had, where we drank that rich, deep blood. But you shouldn't have died. I didn't want you to die. I wanted to give you that choice. And that was taken from me. It was taken from you. Because of my foolish actions. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Why did you lie? Why did you lie about all of it? A lot of the truth was way less bad than the lies.
I think sometimes it's easier to tell your children stories than to tell them. To show them that you are complicated individuals.
Can I roll to run away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Volatile.
Okay, so that's 2 5s. So that's a 10. But my volatile is minus something. Hold on. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I was looking at my RA notes. I was like, I have a 2 volatile? Okay. My volatile is minus 1, so that's a 9.
Okay.
But I have 2 forward, so can I use 1 to make it a full success?
Yeah.
And can't... Okay. I said I took a werewolf move, but I talked to you and I changed it and I wanted to take a ghost move, actually.
Does Eva turn into a bat?
Yes.
So, what does Eva feel in this moment? Sitting with her parents, where her parents lay their souls, or lack thereof, bare.
Part of Eva wanted to throw a fit and say that, she hates all of them. But she doesn't. They're all she has. But she hates that they lied. And I think when she takes a second to process it, she can maybe understand that the lies were in an attempt, or out of love. But at this very moment, she's not ready to process that.
And so you run away, or more specifically, you fly. I think all of that anger and fear and hurt, you just want to get away. And something inside of you just changes. And you fly.
Is there an open window?
Hell yeah. Of course there is.
Okay, then she leaves.
Alex, your sister just turned into a bat. I think your parents are kind of still like bowed heads, and they look up and they go, Did you know she could do that?
No.
Jacob, do you know how to catch bats?
I think Alex was going to say something when he saw Ava transform and try and use one of his own moves, but was too stunned to speak.
The vampire was too stunned to speak.
And, yeah. Eva, where do you want to fly? Or run away to? Because you can run away wherever you like.
Can she head to the beach?
Mm-hmm. Which beach specifically?
The beach near the docks where her and Alex walked to and where they crashed.
Near where Ren lives.
Yeah.
Ren, how do you spend your nights?
The next This has thrown me very off guard. I was very ready, and now I feel very not ready. One of my things was talking to Eva, which feels like it might be imminently relevant. I also want to go find Himeta at some point.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So, now all I need to know is, does Ren like to take walks along the beach on clear nights?
Oh, for sure. Ren likes to take walks. Ren likes to swim. So Mr. Campbell taught her how to sail. So sometimes she takes out this really old rickety sailboat and goes sailing. But yeah, Ren likes being near the water.
I think tonight all you're doing is walking.
Cool.
And you see a bat fly by, which you don't always see.
Funky. I keep walking.
Does Eva transform and sit on the dock? Or on the beach?
Can Eva land, like, on Ren's shoulder for just, like, a second?
Yeah.
Ren screams. Ren sees the bat and does like the, like, just squawks, like, and then just like teleports 3 feet to the left, just out of the way, but will kind of drop something because it's Ren, and pick up aforementioned thing that was dropped and look up and see if she can still see the bat that just landed on her shoulder.
The bat's not there anymore. Now it's Eva.
What the... Hey, Eva, did you just see a bat that... Oh! I... Got it cool.
I didn't know I could do that.
You can fly? That is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
You've seen a lot of cool things, I think.
Yeah, which means that must have been really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Hey, are you... Ren's posture kind of, like, turns from startled seeing bat and then, like, very friendly and, like, hey, to a little bit more giving Eva her space, but paying a little bit more attention. So, can I ask why you, as a bat, still very cool, flew all the way to the beach? I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm nervous. It's a thing I do, but also because...
yeah, you're really funny and nice.
I was really not expecting a bat on my shoulder, and then you to be the bat.
I wasn't expecting to be a bat.
Have you ever been a bat before?
I've never been a bat.
So did you just wake up this morning and you were like, I really want to be a bat, and then you just were?
No, but that would have been really cool.
It still is pretty cool. Do you want to keep walking? I was going this way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're good. I just like walking. Nothing.
Do you like walking alone?
Who would I walk with? No one else lives out here. Except, like, Mr. Campbell. And he
Yeah,
likes going on
don't
walks, but he's all
a lot
like,
of people-
Ren, don't... Careful in the dark. Or, like, Ren.
You probably should be careful
Don't
in the
walk
dark.
by yourself. But I haven't... You know, communication and listening are not my strong suits. So...
Are they not?
Well, you know, to some degree, but, like, selectively, no.
Okay, so I think you're a very good communicator and listener. You are just choosing not to listen right now.
You know, you might be right about that, but don't worry about it, because I brought a flashlight. I hold out
Yeah.
a really, really big flashlight that you have to shake to get to work.
You don't bring your frying pan?
Oh, well, I have
It
that in my
seems like
backpack.
that's-
I do have that in my
okay.
backpack.
That
See?
is a more... Okay,
I just
I
also
feel better
have
about
the
that.
flashlight.
Okay. A flashlight could be very scary. If I was a bat and you shone that in my face, I would be very scared.
Exactly. See?
If I'm regular me, that's probably not going to scare me, though. So
Well, but see, I'm not by myself now, because you're here. So, boom.
that's true.
Problem solved.
I am very tough, and you are very tough.
Thank you. I don't
could
think I
probably-
could actually hit anything with this frying pan, but I really like to think so. I really like to
don't
think so.
know. I think you could. You pulled 3 people out of the ocean.
I did.
I think that means you're very strong.
You were not actively trying to attack me, which probably made
But
it easier. But that is
Dead
true.
weight is
And thank you.
heavier.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I bet you could probably... Yeah. I think you're very tough, so I think you'd be good.
Thank you. I don't feel very tough right now.
Yeah? Do you want to talk about it? This is a very long walk, so we have a lot of time.
Okay. I mean, I guess the ocean goes on forever.
Exactly. So we could literally just keep walking forever, except not for longer than another 2 hours, because after that, Mr. Campbell goes to bed, and if I'm not back when he goes to bed, I feel like it'd freak him out.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Don't freak him out.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He doesn't need more things freaking him out.
Yeah.
But sorry, I interrupted. You were talking?
No, you did not. No, you did not. You're great to talk to, and you are great to listen to. Gosh, this has been fun. I don't know that I want to bring down the mood with what I'm about to say.
You don't have to worry about that. I care about you. Of course I want to know. And I have lots and lots of space and lots of time. So... What's up?
How did you... forgive David?
That is a good question.
For he cares about you so much, but he fucked up so hard when he, the pelt. But he cares about you so much. And, like, hypothetically, if I had a David in my life who cared about me so much...
Is it David? Because I thought you didn't like David.
No. Anything he fucked up,
okay, not
that's
David.
just
It's a comparison.
regular.
It's a comparison. I've got it. Continue.
There's
Hypothetically.
multiple hypothetical Davids in my life.
Okay, so many hypothetical Davids. Got it.
Okay, that's a nightmare. Let's not... Whatever.
Okay, backing up. Only one hypothetical David.
No, there's multiple, but it's not David. That would be so cringe.
At least 2 hypothetical Davids?
Yes, there's at least 2. But they're way cooler. I'm gonna say that.
I feel legally
upset.
obligated to defend David, but he did lose my jacket in the Puget Sound, and I'm still kind of bummed
Would a
about
cool person do that? I would not lose your jacket. I promise you.
I believe you.
I'm very cool.
So if there were 2+ hypothetical Davids in your life, you want to know why I forgave him?
I mean, I guess the why is not important. You're you and I'm me. It's just, how.
Well, first, intention isn't the same as impact, right? So you can't really, even if someone has good intentions, that doesn't always mean you can excuse what they actually do, even though I know I'm not always good at that. But that doesn't mean I don't think that good intentions don't matter. But I think with David, he just seemed so lost and like he was hurting so much and he didn't know what to do with that hurt. And so he hurt other people. Not intentionally, but that was what he did. And I think I've started wanting to forgive him when he showed that he still wanted to be better. You know? Because he does feel bad. He did feel bad. He didn't know what else to do. And so I figured, if people are willing to change, and I have the space to let them try to make that change, I want to let them. And that doesn't always mean that you have to. If people hurt you, they don't necessarily deserve your forgiveness. But you can want them to be better and, you know, not necessarily forgive them all the way at the same time, at least not at first. You know? I guess I just always thought of those things as a little bit different. Because it's not always true with every person, but as soon as David seemed like he had the space to change and be better, he did. And I guess I really like to think that that's true of almost everyone.
That's really nice.
But, of course, it's going to be different for you and your 2+ hypothetical Davids, hypothetically. So, it's always a balancing act, but you don't necessarily owe anything to them. But just remember that people can do really messed up things for really good reasons. People are terrible at being good. Like, terrible. But
Are they?
You know, that doesn't mean they can't be.
I think you're really good at being good.
Well, not always. Caring hurts more, so much more often. But I think I would always...
It totally does.
It does. But I still think I would always rather care. Even if it hurts.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the space for that hurt right now, because sometimes there's too much of it and you can't figure, you need to protect yourself, that's not selfish. Sometimes you need to take some space for yourself and for healing and for that. And if the other people are actually good people, they respect the time you need for that.
I'm going to say something.
Go for
and
it.
I hope it does not come off as terribly rude.
Okay.
Do you want to have a sleepover?
I would love to have a sleepover. I have always wanted to go to one, and I've never been invited before, but I know that it is a thing that people do, and I think that would be so cool. I don't understand how this relates to the 2+ hypothetical Davids, but I am here for it anyway.
You were saying, you were talking about space, and I think maybe I need space, and The reason this might be rude is because I'm kind of inviting myself.
Oh, yeah, do you
want to
stay?
Your house?
I got space.
Yes.
I got so much space. Except you have to be okay with the fact that there's, like, you know, Tangled posters and, like, painted coral and these really cool ocean murals everywhere, which I personally think are really cool, and I'm not apologizing for their existence. I'm just warning you.
No, yeah, I wouldn't be your room if it didn't have that color.
That is not wrong. Eva, you're always invited. Always.
Wow.
Plus, Mr. Campbell is really nice, and he said I could bring all of the magic people I know because he was just kind of like, okay, cool. So, congrats. You're one of the magic people I know. Ding!
Does he know I'm a magic person?
Well, he knows that my friends have kind of, to this point, all been magic people. He's met, like, David and Daisy May, and that's 2 for 2 on the magic thing, so, yeah.
Okay. No, it's 3 for 3.
3 for 3!
Okay.
And also, like, all my other friends, like, you know, Jimena and Alex and Ro, also magic. And Ray.
That's
4 for, like,
crazy
all of them.
coincidence.
I think my new theory is that everybody's just magic. Some people are just less good at hiding it, except Josh, because he's rude. So I don't think he gets to be magic.
That's true. He's very rude.
Do you two have a sleepover?
Yeah.
Yes. Also, Eva texts her parents that she is safe but she needs space and she is sleeping over at a friend's.
I think Jacob definitely does. He drives around the block a lot, the neighborhood. Whoa, drives around the neighborhood at the parents' requests. Alex, I don't know. I think if they kind of spring into action and using Eva running away as a distraction from their own emotional outpouring, but when they get that text, they're still like, "Oh, sure, are you sure that she's okay?" Like, and Jacob, Alex, I think you notice that he steps up and addresses them and says, "She will be okay." How's the sleepover?
Ren builds a blanket fort on the ground so that they can both, like, you know, sleep on the floor, and it's not like the one person in the bed and the one person on the floor situation. Blanket fort.
Can we put on... Do you have a TV?
I do, and I have exactly 4 animated movies. All of them are Disney and Disney adjacent. Tangled is the best. I also have Sleeping Beauty and How to Train Your Dragon, and one other that I do not remember right now. It's in a box somewhere. Might be Brave, might be a different one. Don't exactly remember. But Tangled is definitely the best one. Have you have you seen Tangled?
I have not.
Oh my
I've
God.
not seen most movies.
At a speed you have never seen Ren move before. Ren has leaped over to a corner of the room, grabbed Tangled from a stack of movies, pulled it out, and is like, What do you think?
Yeah, that is why I asked if you had a TV.
Fantastic. Do you have favorite movies? We don't have to watch a Disney movie if you don't want to.
I have favorite movies that you do not have because you have 4 movies.
You know what? That's okay. Next time, you can bring a movie and we will watch that.
I will absolutely do
Okay. Ren is gonna put Tangled on for the 4 millionth time.
How does Eva feel watching Tangled with Ren? How does Ren feel watching Tangled with Eva?
She actually really likes the movie.
Yes.
It's definitely one of those things she would have thought she was too cool for before she met Ren. But she enjoys the movie and she's not sure if it's all the movie or if it's the company.
I think you end up sitting very close to each other.
Oh, for sure. Ren has her hand on top of Eva's and is like at every exciting moment, which is like every, other 30 seconds, being like, oh, this is the best part. And it's the best part, like 60 separate times. But points out like, little details about the animation or cool moments or, quietly. And eventually we'll start quieting down as the movie picks up. But you do this movie makes Ren cry consistently every single time. But when they get to the end and Rapunzel goes back and meets her parents, I guess meets her parents after, being away for so long, Ren probably cries a little extra hard this time. It's the quiet, movie tears situation of when you're watching a movie with someone else and you're trying not to be like actively bawling next to them, but yeah.
If Ren will let her, Eva will kind of pull her into a side hug.
Yeah, for sure.
Does this moment mean something more than just friends?
Yeah, to Eva it does.
I think to Ren it does too, but Ren is very aware that Eva's in an emotional spot right now about something different and is trying hard to be respectful of that in the ways that she can. So she's not pushing hard for anything more than just them existing in the space together, at least not right now. But we'll definitely lean into Eva and watch the movie together.
Does Eva return home?
Yeah. Probably, wait. What day would that have been? Like a weekend or?
Nah, probably a school day. Maybe a weekend. No, I said it was Saturday. So, it was over a weekend. And
yeah, she will probably go home Sunday evening.
Do you have keys that you let yourself in, or?
Yeah, I imagine that she does.
I think Jacob's in the kitchen.
Hi, Jacob.
Hi. That was a lot. Don't blame me for leaving.
Yeah. I thought you meant me being a bat was a lot.
Oh, no. No. I mean, that was also very strange. No, I meant I heard the whole conversation.
Yeah.
I think your mom... I don't know. Parents, am I right?
I guess so. I mean, you don't talk about your parents, but...
Yeah, well... I don't really feel like parents anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I still love them,
Yeah.
I was just really upset.
Do you think you could forgive them? Not that you have to.
No, yeah. If I don't, that's like hundreds of years of strife with your parents. Because I'm a vampire.
Yeah. You turn into a bat.
I do. I didn't... That's really fun, actually. I didn't know that... It's fun in a different way that the other vampire stuff is fun.
Anyway, I think your mom's in her study.
Okay. Thanks, Jacob. I guess Eva will stop in and see her mom.
You open her door and your mom looks up. And she stands up and reaches out, her arms open for a hug.
She'll go to the hug.
She hugs you, and it might not be warm, but it is gentle and full of love. And she just says, I'm sorry.
Eva will let herself cry.
I think you both cry.
And Eva will let herself miss home. And miss the fact that even when she goes back to Russia eventually, it won't be the same.
The past is the past. Not now, but sometime. Your mom does ask you what you plan to do for college. Probably asks both the twins. And maybe even before you can really answer, Jacob brings up the fact that he's thinking of attending the local community college.
And Eva will bring up that she is too.
Alex will bring up the fact that he wants to go study music somewhere in the area, maybe the general Pacific Northwest.
I think you will find a place. And I will say this, just for myself and us, maybe it won't be in the podcast, I don't know, but I need to say, just at least to lighten the mood, that Jacob gets himself a pair of cat ear headbands and wears it when he pushes his hair back to clean when he's cleaning in the house.
Saffron said Catboy rights.
Catboy rights. We're making everything canon.
Yarr.
Daisy May. If Daisy ever checks her email, she will find that she has gotten a response from Calvin Sow, Joseph Carter, and Stan Brown.
I totally forgot about these.
Uh-huh.
Daisy May's gonna open the emails and read them.
Joseph responded first, actually pretty soon after you sent it, and you asked about David, and you also asked about what life was like after graduation. And he writes to say that they unfortunately lost their friend, David Smith. And it was hard on the band. They didn't really continue playing music. But he got a bachelor's degree in computer science and at the University of Washington. And he writes a couple lines of encouraging advice saying that, you know, your career path will change often, but more often than not, careers will find you. If you're passionate about something, you'll make it work. Calvin writes a short response that David Smith is no longer with us, but he did mean a lot to me, and so I'm glad that people are still thinking of him. Stan, it takes about a week to respond, but does say that he's like, oh man, Metamorphoses, haven't heard that name in forever. He writes that he didn't actually go to college for a regular degree, but he did get education in licensing to open his own brewing business. And he says, you know, the hobbies that you have in high school may stick around, or maybe they transform. And he links a flyer that advertises open mic nights at his pub.
Okay. I'm assuming at this time Daisy has like David's actual phone number. So
Yeah.
definitely gonna just like text the band.
Has Daisy joined the band in any way?
Nope. Just realized does not have everyone's number. Daisy's gonna text Ren, David, and Ro. Those are the band members where she has their numbers. And say, well, a while ago, I emailed David's old bandmates, because I was trying to learn more about him. A lot's happened since then, but one of them owns a bar in Seattle, yes?
West Seattle.
In Seattle, and he attached this flyer to his email response, if your band is interested.
David texts back 1,000,000 exclamation points, but also says, like, I defer to the rest of the band. However,
Ren is furiously
yes.
Googling what an open mic night is.
Ro texts back, forward me the email, please. In all caps. In all caps. That tone of voice was to indicate all caps.
Daisy May is going to forward Ro the email.
Yeah,
And
Ro downloads the flyer, sends it to the band group chat, and just says, we are doing this.
Ren stops Googling open mic night and is just like, cool.
I think David may have been hanging out with Ren at that moment. It's like, so an open mic night is
Why would they open a mic?
What does Daisy do with the rest of her time? You know, you have you've have not stopped getting emails from the college counselor about what your plans for after graduation are.
I think Daisy's just gonna go to the college counselor's office and just be like, okay, we have to deal with this at some point. She's not gonna leave me alone. Knock on the door. See if she's there.
Yeah, she's there, and she's like, Daisy May! Let's talk! And
Yes.
we don't have to roleplay this entire scene, unless you want to.
That's fine. We do not need to.
But I will say that she is like, tell me about your passions. Start easy. Tell me what you're excited about.
I like
And-
gardening.
Okay? Do you want to study gardening? Here! And like starts pulling up things, all, and starts basically gives Daisy more information than you ever thought possible. More paths than you could have ever imagined about where to go outside of Cromwell.
She is only going to be looking at places in the area. Because she may physically be able to leave her garden. She still isn't sure if she actually can. So she's only gonna look for local areas. I think that stress has alleviated.
Been alleviated?
Gone away. Yes.
Yeah.
There
Or
we
gone
go.
away.
Gone away. And so she's feeling a little better about the future. And then I think after that conversation with the college counselor, she's gonna go and chat with Mary. And just sort of update her. Well, I haven't updated you specifically, but I do have friends that aren't just the gardening club. And I'm not totally sure what I'm gonna do after graduation, but I'm figuring it out. And I don't think I ever got to say it when you were here, but I'm sorry if I've disappointed you. I know I can be impulsive and a little irrational, but and some of the things I do, some people would say are bad decisions, but I don't know if I'll ever see them as bad decisions. And I don't regret any of them. But I'm sorry. If they've disappointed you. And I'll work harder to take care of our garden. Without causing trouble. But yeah. Anyways, my friends, you may remember one of them. He was a student here in the 90s, and the sad kid who always cried in the gardens. He's doing better now. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, he's still kind of a weird guy, but he's okay. Oh, I think she'll just update Mary on all of her other friends.
Is there anyone else that Daisy would like to talk to? Or does she just spend the time that she has with these people?
She's just gonna spend the time she has with these people and her garden.
I didn't ask in the shuffle and chaos of running away from the Chow Murphy's house. Who ended up with the pelt? Ren. What does Ren do after that first band practice and that first night with her pelt back?
Ren goes swimming. By herself. No one else there, just puts the pelt around her shoulders and goes swimming. And no one's watching, but if they were, you would see the cutest darn harbor seal you've ever seen in your whole entire life, with these really, really huge eyes jumping and spinning, and you could almost hear like a kid that gets to play again, that kind of thing. Just jumping and spinning and swimming as fast as she can and launching herself in and out of the air. And at some point, we'll change back just in the middle of the water, just this huge, massive smile on her face, kind of doing that, like, you know, like when kids are running around and like super happy, like the whooping and the just cheering kind of thing. That's kind of Ren. That's kind of Ren in the middle of the ocean, totally by herself, but completely happy.
I think in that quiet, not that happy, tired feeling you get after a good play, maybe transformed back into human form, lying on her back, floating in the water. Ren remembers.
Okay, I kind of have an idea for how I was thinking of this. Is that okay? Okay, so I think Ren is happy enough to the point of tears, not like sad tears, but just so darn happy. And I think, and I swear to God, Percival, I had this planned out before you said your whole bit. Ren wants to use the salt move to look into the water and try to call to herself.
Casey, I love you. I love you so much.
I swear that is in my notes document from a week ago. I promise.
Literally, all of us are on the same page because I was like, as soon as she gets her pelt back, she's gonna remember. Roll with, okay. Roll with, okay. Fuck, what is it?
Dark.
What is it?
It's dark.
Is it with?
It's dark.
Roll with
and
dark.
I was thinking maybe it'd be cool if she saw like happy memories if she succeeded.
Oh,
and, like, okay.
I have
No, I trust you.
Yeah.
If you got ideas, you're good. I trust you. Okay. I'm gonna roll. No, wait. Where's my Ren dice that Dia gave me? Okay. Okay, Dia's dice rolled a 6. Would just like to put that out there. But that's a 6 and a 5. Plus my 1 dark. So that's a 12.
You remember everything. You remember somehow. You remember being swaddled in blankets and held in that warmth of family. You remember your dad's garage/studio where he kept all his old band equipment, and he, would sit with you, and you're still just a toddler sitting on his knee. He would be strumming a guitar, and you didn't really vibe with that, but then you picked up a violin, and it sang in your arms, and so Dad made sure to pay for the best violin lessons possible, because his kid was gonna be a star. And you remember going to these vast flower fields, sunflowers, and getting to pick them with Mom. And you remember splashing in rain puddles. You remember pressing your ear against your mom's growing belly and feeling a little kick and knowing that you were going to be a big sister, a big sibling. I think you also remember not all the details, but you remember panicked voices crying out, "Chloe! Chloe!" And that faded. But in this memory now, tinged with all you know, there was another voice. A voice you now call David, who said, "Don't worry, kid. I'll save you."
Ren climbs out of the water and just looks at the ocean for a while. Thinks of the family and of David, and holds the pelt a little extra tight, and looks down at the water and says, "Thank you for saving me. And I'm gonna be okay now." And stands up and walks away, and walks all the way back to the shack and starts getting out every single paint that she owns, and all of the paintbrushes and every creative tool that she's got, and looks around the room and sees fragments of these memories. Like she doesn't have to paint them, she already remembered them, like Rapunzel looking at the stars that she's been painting her entire life in the tower. There's the sunflower field that she's been painting from art class, and memories of the ocean, and all of these little bits and fragments, but they make sense now. And Ren uncaps the paints and gets the paint palette and starts painting, and paints everything she can remember on the ceiling. Faces and sunflowers and little memories like what the drum set looked like, and her really old, nasty first violin, and choice from her childhood bedroom, and everything she can remember. And then looks and stands and runs her eyes over all of it and realizes this doesn't make her whole. It makes her happy, but she was already whole. And we don't have to play through this next part exactly, but she will call David, and she will tell him all of the little details she remembers. Nothing specific about Calvin necessarily. She's not trying to pull at those threads, but she's trying to tell David that she is okay because she remembers, and he doesn't have to give her anything else because she's got it and she's okay.
I think that makes David happier than he's really good at expressing, and a little relieved, and just he's glad that they were able to get all of that and that they have that. And just listens to whatever they have to say. Any story. It's just always listening.
I think you hear a knock on your door. Maybe after the phone call's over.
Yeah.
Already over.
Ren drops the paints. And then hastily tries to pick them up and runs over to the door, soaking wet, opens it.
It's Mr. Campbell. And he goes, got quite a mural going on in here.
Ren just runs and hugs him so tight.
Hey, kiddo.
I remember. I remember all of it.
Oh, okay. I don't know what you forgot.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I just, it's, well, it's getting colder, and I don't want you to get too cold out here. So, you just finished your lovely mural, so maybe you do want to stay, and that's fine. But, I was also wondering if, you'd like to come inside.
Are you sure that's okay with it'd be...
Yeah, it's okay.
Why have you always been so kind to me? I know you're just a kind person, but...
Well, you remind me of her.
Mr. Campbell, I know I can help you with, a lot of things like cooking or cleaning or, everything that I can try and do. But I'm magic, and I love that magic, and there's only ever one thing that I really wish that magic could do that it can't. And I'm sorry that I can't bring her back to you.
That's okay. Sometimes people are just gone.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here too.
Thanks, Dad.
And he leads you inside. And that room in the back that you've never been allowed to go into, well, he's shoved the old, like, IV stands and anything that he can in the closet. And he's got blankets and I got a new TV. I got a new TV there for you. And
Thanks.
More DVDs.
Oh my... Thank you. You know, I have a friend who really likes watching movies, so this will be perfect. She's magic too. We're 3 for 3 on the people I know that are magic. It's actually basically all of them. Surprise.
Well, I hope this is enough.
It's always been enough. Thank you.
He just gives you a hug.
I hug him back.
Do Eva and Ren spend more time together? This is for both of you, I guess.
I think so.
Yes, absolutely, I think so.
Eva, then one day, you were approached by Alicia. And she says, "Hey, can I talk to you?"
Yeah. Sure.
Let's maybe just, the gardens are really nice at this school. Maybe we can sit in the gardens.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Okay. So, here's the deal. It hurts more to be nothing than I think it would hurt to try to be friends. I know you have feelings for someone else, and that someone isn't me, and I thought I could make you jealous, and I'd make you prove that you have some sort of feelings for me, but you don't, and that's okay. And I just want to tell you that you don't... I'm sorry for all the awful things that I said to you. You're not suspicious, you're not overbearing, you're not anything, you're just Eva. You don't deserve to be judged for loving people, for wanting to protect people. You're really, really good at it, and I just want to try, okay? Because I can't... Can we just be friends again?
Eva will take Alicia's face in her hands, and she'll gently kiss her on the forehead and be like, "Yeah, you were my only friend, and the only reason I didn't... I don't know, I was mad at you for making me choose, but also you making me choose made me realize I did like Ren like that, even though I hadn't admitted that to myself yet. And I knew you were trying to make me jealous, and I didn't part of me didn't want to give you that satisfaction, and part of me didn't want to see you get hurt, because I don't think the guys you were hanging around with were good people, and you know that.
Well, Miguel was fine.
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, once he stopped hanging out with Megan, honestly, it's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
I guess. Whatever.
He has those weird scars on his neck, though. We won't talk about that. I think that's been there. We talked about that.
Yeah, we kind of did.
It really... Yeah. So, are you saying that you don't hate me?
You are one of the last people at this school I would hate. I like you a lot, and I want to be your friend again.
And I think with that, Eva's conditions are removed. But so is Rose. Because the thing that pissed Alicia off about Ro was not really even that he hurt Alicia. It was somewhat that he didn't like Eva, but it was really that he hurt her image of Eva. And for a moment, that was fine. It was resolved. But then Alicia was hurt in a different way, and she put all that blame on Ro, but now that doesn't really matter anymore. Freddie, the art teacher's still in his midlife crisis, though. So.
Eva doesn't feel bad about that. Jimena, what do you do?
Jimena mostly spends her days just being with her friends. In the morning, she makes it a point to, as often as she can, bring, Ro and Alex the hot cocoa she usually brings to school. But then she also adds Ren to the rotation, and she adds Eva, she adds Daisy May. And David's not really at school very often, and she cannot be bothered to walk all the way down there every day and bring him hot cocoa, but she does get a thing of the powder that she uses and gives it to him so that he can make hot cocoa for himself.
How does everyone respond to getting hot chocolate from Jimena?
It is a godsend for David, who has absolutely nothing in his pantry, and he drinks it every day. Morning.
Yeah, you're corporeal now. You need to get groceries.
Yeah, no, he knows this now, but it was morning, noon, and night just drinking that hot chocolate, and he for sure, sends a thank you note and, steals flowers from somewhere and says, "Thank you."
Daisy May definitely accepts it. Definitely warming up to Jimena more.
I think, maybe Jimena, you don't always find Eva in the hallways, but you would find her maybe more often in the library.
Absolutely. And Eva is very touched because the hot chocolate, it's different than her dad's, but it's really nice and it makes her feel warm in the morning.
What else does Jimena do?
She also spends more and more time back at her mom's house rather than her grandma's house. And one day she works up the courage to actually sit down with her and Joseph for an actual dinner.
They smile at you. Joseph asks you about if you were involved in a research project about students from the 90s. He's like, yeah, I got an email from one of your, one of your classmates, or it was a senior. They're asking about, they're asking about my old band, so.
No, I don't have that project. I probably don't have that class, or it's probably a senior thing. You were in a band?
Yeah. Long time ago, but, yeah. It was more like Calvin and David's thing, but, I helped. It's kind of the glue that kept them all together. If I do say so myself.
That's pretty cool. Tell me, do you have any stories? Anything funny?
Oh my god, I have to tell you. So this one time, he ends up telling a very embarrassing story about David. And you can just pop that in your back pocket. You get more packages from Marcus. More birthday gifts. Working his way up through the years. More written out apologies.
I don't think Himon is ready to call him or hear his voice. But she sends a letter, well, not a letter, but cards to him, for holidays and Valentine's Days, any little holiday that she can find a card for that makes sense. She sends one. But she's still figuring out exactly what he wants to do with that. And I don't think he's figured it out yet.
Valerie does set up an appointment with a realtor that she invites you to. She makes sure to arrange it at a time when you don't have school or band practice that you could come to too.
Yeah. Jimena goes.
The realtor talks about how it's a great house. Basically does this whole long spiel, but what's more important is how does Jimena react to it all?
I do think that at a few points during the meeting, she excuses herself, and just goes to sit in the bathroom, just to recenter herself. She definitely cries a little bit at some points, but she makes it through the meeting. She doesn't leave, and she's not snarky. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't really talk much, except ask questions about renovations, what might need to be done, or what might be changed, or anything. Yeah.
The house is in surprisingly good condition, and the realtor thinks that change a couple of the kitchen appliances and it could be sold in the state it is. She says at one point that it is a well-loved home.
Yeah. I think once the realtor leaves and once the appointment ends, she tries to convince her mom to just have dinner at the house instead of going back. She turns the jukebox on, the one that sits in the corner, and it's a little bit rickety, but it still plays. And she's like pulling stuff out of the refrigerator, and she's like, "We have more than enough food here. We could probably, if it's not too late, so maybe we could just stay here for the night."
Sure. And she makes you dinner. I think she makes what's a meal your grandmother used to make.
At one point, Jimena does seek out Ren, though.
You have art history together. I don't know if that we've ever mentioned that, but
We do?
we have art history together. Yeah.
Badass. Ren now sits next to Jimena every class.
I don't think Jimena starts a conversation in the middle of class, but she definitely elbows Ren at one point while the teacher is talking. She's like, "Are you doing anything after school today?"
Nope.
No.
Do you want to come over? I have a sailboat.
That sounds kick-ass.
I have been dying to take someone sailing, and I feel like you would think it was fun.
Definitely. You're gonna have to teach me how to do it, though.
I will so teach you how to sail.
Okay.
Flash forward, we're on a boat. Yeah. Ren will do all the basic, sailing, teaching things okay, this part's the rudder, and this part of the sail is called the boom, because when it swings around, it kind of hits you in the head, boom. So they call it the boom, and, go through the whole sailing spiel before just kind of sailing them out to a quieter cove where the water isn't so busy, but start teaching Jimena, some basic sailing things.
Jimena does her best to follow along. He has to ask a lot of questions, but he's not bad. So
what do you want to talk about?
I wanted to say sorry for that thing in the street when I was singing in the book.
Got it. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, just, I'm sorry, because I know it was
It's okay.
But it's...
I wasn't afraid of you, I was afraid for you.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like I keep talking really cagely about that spell book. It's not an inherently bad book.
Okay,
It's
that's good.
I don't know, I wasn't the smartest with it, I think. My mind, I was a little bit all over the place that day, especially. But yeah, I know that the thing that I was doing, it was like a siren song or a Selkie song. It was very, very similar to what happened when we were helping David that one time.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Of course. I'd do it a million times over. Always.
That's actually kind of what I wanted to ask you about, if you don't mind. I guess when you were gonna cast that spell on David to help, and you casted something on Daisy May, but then it seemed like it did something to you, and you brought out the spell book in the street. Well, I guess I didn't really know why you did that, but you just seem so willing to take on burdens to help other people. And I just wanted you to know that your help is appreciated, notwithstanding that, you know? Like, you don't have to... I don't know, your magic is beautiful, and it's you, and that's amazing, but I just don't want you to feel like, you know, an obligation to do something that might, you know, not have a good effect on you in favor of helping someone. Why do you do that?
I don't know. It's easier to process, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to understand what you're going through when there's like a give and then there's a take, or there's like a transaction or something that you can just, you know, conceptualize. It makes it easier.
Right. So, if you want to talk about it, what is going on?
I don't know. I feel like there's like constantly 50,000 different things going on, you know? Fuck. I mean, I don't know. I never really done much with my magic before, and then suddenly I was using it a lot, and then it was all working, and then I was like, whoa, that's cool, and then I got maybe a little bit too wrapped up in it, and then, like, I've done crazy shit before, like, the reason that I have the book in the first place is because my grandma died a while ago, and there was a point when I was really missing her, and I had found the book in the library, actually, at school. I've got a lot of shit in that library that should not be in that library, but I found it, and I was so wrapped up in missing her that I almost tried to bring her back, almost. I didn't finish the magic, but I was almost there. And I wouldn't, like, I've moved past that. It was kind of heavy, but, you know, I feel like there's a lot crazier shit I've done besides that since then, so.
But that's important. And it's important to you, right?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about it, what was her name?
Valencia.
It's really pretty.
Yeah. She would have loved you.
I'm sure I would have loved her. Did you get to say goodbye to her?
No.
So then, maybe that's, you know. Do you still want to?
I think, I don't know. I feel like I've already done that, but like not like in a normal way, because I still think about her, and I remember her and stuff, so it doesn't feel like she's all the way gone sometimes. But
she's not.
yeah, I know. I've made my peace, and it still hurts. It's gonna hurt, but, it's fine.
I think she'd be really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
When we were in the back of Rose's car that one time, and David was going off to his house or something.
Yeah.
You said it in a joking way, but you mentioned that you died or something.
Oh, yeah, I did. I drowned. Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you to, like, explain it to me, because I've looked into selkies and stuff. I've got a general idea. But if you ever I mean, I can't say that I'll relate to it or anything, because it's a pretty crazy thing to relate to, but if you ever needed, like, a distraction or anything, or there's a night when you're just feeling really, really, like, alone or isolated, just let me know, okay?
Okay. Only if you promise that you know the same is always true for you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Humana.
Always. And she, like, leans in for a hug, and she gives Ren a nice hug, but she, like, uses it as an excuse to, like, dip her hand into the water, and when she pulls back, she, like, flicks Ren in the face with her hand. She's like,
Oh, you are dead. And Ren is gonna grab the pellet and, like, fall backwards into the water and turn into a seal and cause, like, the hugest splash over Humana.
oh, motherfucker. She, like, dives to cover her head, gets soaked.
And you end up playing in the sound with Seal Ren. I have a question for each of you, and I don't know who would like to go first. I'll go with Jimena first, actually. Do you try to talk to the Dark One?
I think out of her darkest self, Jimena's a lot less impulsive. So she doesn't, but there are definitely it's still definitely something that's on her mind.
I think one day, the polycule goes and sees Romeo and Juliet, and you are kind of, all standing outside talking afterwards, and one of the actors comes up to you with a young black person with short, curly purple hair. What does this person say?
Hey, thank you for coming to the show. It means a lot, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked the bit with all the swords.
Yeah,
Yeah, that fight choreo was, like, sick.
it's so incredible what you guys did with such an interesting story. Apocalypse?
Yeah, the post-apocalyptic theme was really inspired. It was
Honestly,
wow.
I'm really, really glad that you guys dug that and that came through and made sense because there's theater's crazy. But hey, we're glad that you liked it. Really quick, sorry, I don't know if you guys know my name, though you should if you read the program. I'm Aspen, and I actually, listen, and Aspen sort of, ushers them, a little bit out of the crowd and just hey, so, I don't really have time to get into it, all of that, into, everything that's been going on, blah, blah, blah. Theater has been taking up most of my mind right now. Do not fuck with the dark power, okay? Don't be a fucking idiot. Don't be a fucking idiot, okay? I've seen you guys around. You guys have great friends. It seems like you are having, honestly, a really good junior year. Maybe keep it that way so you don't end up having to battle a demon in the middle of the woods. I don't know, just a thought. Okay, thank you for coming to the show. Bye. Don't fucking do it! And Aspen just turns around.
It's speechless, just did Romeo make a deal with the Dark One?
What the fuck? I mean, they did get the leads, every preceding year was...
And that's a story for another time. That was fucking... I'm so glad we got to do that. Oh, Aspen!
Man, I missed Aspen.
I miss Aspen. Meanwhile, Mary's like, did you fucking tell them? Did you tell them?
So, I think we've just got two more scenes before we close. Does Ren go home?
Yes, I think that is maybe a good final moment for Ren. Unless you had something else in mind, final moment-wise?
When would Ren? So,
Great question.
I was thinking final moments for each individual and then final moment altogether. So that's why I wanted to ask this. Because if Ren goes home, Ren's home.
Ren will do one quick thing with David, and then Ren will go home.
Even with the band still.
Oh, well, okay, so does Ren, is that a transfer? Okay, then no. Ren goes home end.
Okay, because here's the thing, is that with a Selkie, it says that once you return to your homeland, the character story is over and you need to create a new character. This only applies if the Selkie returns home to its family in its former life.
Oh, shit.
Merely swimming around does not trigger that requirement.
I thought that was just an ocean thing. Okay.
It's home, returning home is not being in the ocean, it's what the ocean represents.
Ren wants to see them, but genuinely might be bouncing between houses, wants to still stay at Mr. Campbell's and wants to see them, but I don't know.
Does Ren watch through windows?
Yeah.
I think around Christmas time. It's
a rare moment where it's snowing. And you look and you see the tree being decorated. And you're standing at the white picket fence the way you did when David first brought you here. And the door opens and closes. Then an older woman walks out. And again, I'm not going to attempt the accent, but she does speak with a light Irish accent. And she says, I figured it might be you.
Hi?
Do you remember me?
I remember that you smell like cinnamon. And I remember that you really like baking shortbread cookies with these really specific cookie cutters, and you swap them out every year. And I was terrible at making cookies, but you still always let me do it. And I remember after like a month of playing the violin, you sat down on the couch and let me play you a concert of probably the worst fiddle tunes that have ever existed or been audible. I remember that you taught me how to make a flower crown out of daisies in the summer one year. And I remember that you love me.
I do. You're my little seal pup that got lost.
Oh, and you're a Selkie. I forgot that bit. I do know that too.
You're just like me. It skipped a generation. But you're just like me.
Have I always been?
Maybe. But you did die.
Did I?
I wasn't there, but I heard the stories. I don't think Selkies usually drown.
Guess that makes me special then.
Something tells me a lot has happened since then.
Just a few things, yeah.
There's probably a reason you haven't yet returned home.
I figured you. I don't know.
What?
What do you mean? It's not that I don't want to be here, it's that I, don't know how to anymore. People move on. And they mourn and they have their time and then they move on and they move forward because it's the only way you can be. And somehow I figured that if I came back, it would break that. You know, I don't know. It's a little silly, but it's not that I didn't want to be here or that I didn't miss you.
They tried looking for you. After they found out that people couldn't come back from the dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They didn't find you, though.
But you met my friend Ro, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty cool. Kind of. A little bit like my older sibling.
I'm glad that they kept promises.
They've never broken one. There's a whole lot of other really good people, too.
Your parents, they love you so much, Chloe. I don't know if they could stand to lose you again.
Again?
If you come back, I know it's only a matter of time before you go swimming. They lost you, and if they get you back, I know they're going to want to hold you on tight. But a seal deserves to swim free.
But aren't I a person?
You are. I'm speaking in metaphors. You're also just a kid. I know, you're just a kid.
But I thought if I was here, I stay real, right? That's the rule. That's.
You're real. You're real. You're real. I don't think you've had such an adventure while you're away. Are you ready for that adventure to end? I've swam amongst the whales and the schools of fish. I have sung the song of the ocean, and then I came ashore, and I made a family. And once I was with that family, I had to stay.
So, you mean, if I stay, I'm not a Selkie anymore?
The metaphor is messy.
Okay.
I guess what I mean is that if you stay, you stay. And you're here for good. You have to make a decision. Do you stay? Do you go with the ones you've met along your journey? Or do you return home? Because once you return, whether it's climbing ashore or swimming in the sea, that doesn't matter, the specifics, the metaphor. What matters is that family, if you return, Well, Chloe, you didn't go to Cromwell.
I do now.
I don't know if...
Okay, look, this is, you know what, I'm gonna go. Done. It was...
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
She pulls you in tight, and it smells like cinnamon.
You still smell like cinnamon.
They'll make it without you.
When Kurt grows up, you gotta tell him all of the magical stories, okay? Like, all of the folk tales and the legends.
I will. I will.
And Chloe turns and walks away.
The Palace of the Dead. A montage of scenes. Jamming in Jimena's living room. Finding time in spare rooms on campus, or as the weather turns and gets nicer, playing outside, practicing after school. A montage of especially Ray, Ro, and David smoking and getting high together and writing songs. Listening to old cassettes and vinyls together for homework. Probably spending more time on that than your actual assignments from school. Eva's good with social media and has the art. And once you start feeling confident enough, you start spreading the word online. There's a battle of the bands coming up. It's audience vote, and the prize is time in a recording studio. I think there's the desire to practice and play open mics before then, so you're extra good. What do you write about? What songs do you sing?
I'll start. David writes for Palace of the Dead. I think at least a lot of the lyrics that he adds are... He's a big storyteller, and he likes it grand. So he draws on myth again, but I think he moves towards like Celtic myth a lot. I think he writes about people like Cuchulainn and about Selkies and about all of that, like the what he writes about magic, and he writes about what magic does to people and how people are magical within themselves. And I think he writes about memory quite a lot, and about the water, and about searching and searching and searching. And yeah, a lot of it's very more on the poetical side of things. And he loves wordplay and long meter and verse and poems. So I think every lyric that he writes feels like an ode to something that has already happened or something that he wants to happen.
I think I'll go next. Alex doesn't write much for Palace of the Dead. But when he does, it's stuff where the people in the band get to play instruments that they don't usually play. Ro gets to take out his upright. Chloe gets to play on her violin. Alex gets his old school piano out. And they're just heavy instrumental pieces.
This band does not have one genre that they stick to at all.
Very Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah, I will add really quick. He writes ballads. He writes grunge, like heavy grunge rock. I feel like he collabs a lot with Ro on like really grungy shit. And then privately for like he writes a lot of duets for Ren and him, on with violin and guitar, and a lot of those specifically for those two. I think he writes like old folk songs.
Do Eva and Ro talk? Especially after what Eva discovered.
Ro doesn't put it together by himself, I think. And so, but they're like civil to Eva. I mean, like at the core of this whole thing, Ro has again and again expected to be let down by everyone. And more than, and honestly, like the promise that he made Eva make to him at the party was like kind of a challenge just to see how fast she'd break it. And she never did. And so Ro makes an effort, I think, to be more friendly. Because he is unlearning stuff about vampires. He's, you know, like, figuring himself out and the baggage that he brought to the Pacific Northwest with him. And at the core of it, there's a deep respect for Eva. And Ro doesn't write lyrics. And he mostly just sort of like, when he does like write music, it's just like really long like bass riffs. But I think there's like a night during band practice where most people are like packing up and have left, and Ro is still there playing along to a guitar that's not there and singing to himself words he didn't write.
Can Eva wait for everyone to leave except for Ro, and then pull out her phone and be like, hey, I don't know how to say this in a way that's not awkward, so I'm just gonna show you my Tumblr blog. And she'll hand Ro her phone.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Oh, that makes so much sense.
Does it?
Not even the... You don't reblog anything on here. Not even the, like, what is your favorite color of the sky post.
Those are so cringe.
What are you talking about? No, they're funny. Dude. Oh my god. Holy shit. Damn. That's the fourth changeling. Here the whole time.
What?
Dude. You wrote our music.
But that's not the same.
I mean, you didn't play with us, but we sang your words. Your name is on our album. Oh my god, Eva. I mean, we haven't been... I feel like we're chill. I mean, we weren't chill at the beginning, but that was like...
No, we're totally chill now. We don't have to talk about it.
You know what? I'm down with that.
But I'm sorry moving was hard.
Thank you. I'm also really sorry about the whole shit with Alicia. I hope you guys figured that out.
No, yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
Okay, great.
We did just agree that.
Great, fantastic.
Yeah.
Wait, did you listen to the albums we sent you? Wait, did you listen to, like, the music we sent you? Do you want a CD?
It was really good. It was the only... I don't listen to a lot of music, but of course I listen to your music, and I really liked it. And I only like really cool things, so...
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. Eva, we took, like, second place at a Battle of the Bands playing your songs. Your lyrics are fucking incredible.
Well, I mean, your playing is really incredible, and I have to admit that because I've sat in on all these practices.
Would it, like... I'll be honest, I've been, like, keeping a bunch of music, like, tucked under my bed, because... it's just, I'm keeping it safe, because, it's, like, the music that we wrote for your words. But I want to play it at this next Battle of the Bands.
You can. Are you okay with that? Because I'm okay with that, but it was Changeling's music.
I mean, I want to play it for you. And I want to play it for everyone.
Okay, you can't tell anyone I said this because this is so uncool to say, but I, want you to do what makes you happy because you're my friend and you're, like, friends of my friends and you're, like, dating my friends and you're whatever.
Can I hug you?
Yeah.
Ro gives Eva a hug.
Eva hugs him back.
Oh my god. Tara and Val are gonna lose their fucking minds over this.
Yeah, wow, I didn't think about that. Yeah, we met. That's crazy, actually.
That's fucking crazy. Oh my god. Holy shit.
You're really funny. I can't believe that you named, and you're, like, you're magic, and that's really funny.
Well, thank you. I'm really glad that you're a part of this band, too.
Well, thanks. I'm really glad. I'm really glad that you let me be part of it.
Of course. Cool. Well, alright, that's enough being vulnerable with each other. We can...
Yeah, we're over this.
Is there anything else, any other moments that people would like to have?
Can there be like one really quick thing? Okay. I don't know when this would happen exactly, but Eva will walk down to the beach again and the docks and Ren's house, and I guess Ren is now living with Mr. Campbell, so she will knock on that door.
Hello?
Hi, can I see Ren? I probably should have called ahead.
Oh, that's magic friend number 4. She's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, come on in.
Okay. And Eva is carrying a bouquet of sunflowers.
These are so pretty. Where did you get them?
We have a florist in town.
Oh my God.
I was not going to, pick flowers from someone's garden.
They're so pretty. I didn't even know florists was like... maybe I should be a florist.
Have you never been to a florist?
No, but that sounds amazing.
I'll take you to a florist.
Please do. Oh my gosh. And Ren is gonna take the sunflowers and be like, I never did get to tell you why I like sunflowers so much.
Yeah. Why?
Well, like the youngest ones, the littlest ones.
Yeah.
No matter where it is in the sky, they always turn to face the sun. That's why I like them. And Ren will turn and look out a window, one of the windows, and there's a little bit of sunlight streaking through. And we'll turn and take 2 fingers and tilt Eva's chin up, so she's also looking at the sun ray. Like that.
Yeah. It's really beautiful, and it's warm. It's really nice. Listen, I do come with some ulterior motives.
I don't know what either of those words mean.
Okay, I had a reason for coming here.
Great.
I had several reasons for coming here. I wanted to give you these.
They're beautiful.
And I wanted to see you. And I wanted to say, this is really different when I actually like someone. And I really like you. And, wow, I am not good at this when I really like someone. Do you want to go out
with you?
Like with me, like on a, like romantically, like on a date.
Ren reaches forward and takes Eva's hand, squeezes it. I would love to go on a date with you. Yeah. I like you too. Thank you for the flowers. I'm very happy about what these ulterior motives were.
Yeah, it was that I wanted to do this because I didn't want to wait anymore, because a lot of my life is waiting because I feel like I have a lot of time, and I do. I'm very young, actually. Everyone's like, you're so old, you're over 100. That doesn't count. I was asleep.
Like Sleeping
I'm
Beauty.
actually very young. Yeah, we still need to watch that together. But I have a lot of life, and I want to spend some of that with you, and I don't want to wait for that. Can I kiss you?
Ren kisses Eva.
Yes!
Love wins! It's the battle of the bands, folks. Does Daisy come along, even if not really in the band?
Of course. She has to.
Yeah. Daisy's gonna go and cheer him on.
It's a lined set. It's a quite a what's it called when it's not a set list? Because a set list is what you play, but like, is Daisy the manager? That is a good question. Or Daisy's just a fan. Daisy's a groupie.
I think is she the manager? No, is she the manager? I feel like we gotta get the whole squad. We gotta
Eva
gather them all.
is kind of managing.
They can do it.
Daisy May's
She
a
would
roadie.
co-manage with Daisy if she wanted. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Daisy May is a roadie.
Hey,
Helps carry
respect
the
sound
equipment.
techs. Respect sound techs.
It's quite a program. That's the word I was looking for. You got North Pole Panic, Matilda's Midnight Sprites, Rage Against the Soap. Also, just for our own sake, we got the Taste Buds and the Mighty Nope. And man, it's packed. Oh god, it's a concert. It's a live concert. There's a huge cheering crowd. And you guys, you channel your emotion into that music. I don't think it matters whether you win.
But we do. Yeah, we do though.
It's obvious.
We have two people who have Siren Song, a Fae, fucking...
No magic.
Vampires.
Okay, we gotta win this fair and square. No magic.
What? I totally wasn't planning on using
I
magic.
didn't use the song at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
And the manager for Rage Against the Soap, Daisy, you ever hear her talking about how she has a farm on Vashon? Has close cropped kind of ginger hair, wearing a flannel, and I think it's just Daisy's type.
Daisy's gonna go over and go, "Why, hello. Did I hear you mention you have a farm?"
That's right.
Well,
I love your
yes.
accent.
Oh, thank you. I love gardening, and I've never had a farm, but I've always wanted to have a farm, just to garden all day, every day.
Well, you should come see mine sometime. Actually, you gotta roll to turn this on to see how well this goes.
Come on, Daisy May.
God.
Our last roll of the season. No! What?
Rolled a 3.
Okay, no, team, we gotta rally. What do we got? What have we got? I have strings
You
on
guys
Daisy May.
Yeah, I have a string on Daisy May.
Yeah.
I literally don't have
You guys-
strings with anybody.
Okay, I got 2. What else? What
I
have
have
you got?
one.
To turn
guys see-
someone on, is it with hot?
Yeah.
That's -1. I have a 2 at the moment.
Okay. So you see Daisy, you see this like hot farmer. You got this hot lesbian farmer who is like Daisy May is clearly trying to flirt with, but looks stunned silence.
Okay, I think maybe we should start playing something a little slower, or like, you know, the vibes, right? Something. We gotta help. We gotta do something.
Careless Whispers start playing. Yeah, okay. How many? Everyone raise your hand. Raise the number of strings that you have on Daisy.
Oh shit.
Is there any way I can give her a full...
No.
Oh, wait.
Percival, how do you not have it? You gotta have something.
I used my 1 string on Daisy May to materialize in the library.
Does
I'm
anyone
sorry.
have weird moves?
Is there any...
Someone's gotta have
I
a weird
can use
move.
one forward?
I have Siren Song.
I have
Can
a
give
forward
it
on
to
Daisy
her?
May. Wait.
Yeah.
I have a forward from learning about Daisy May. I still have not used.
There we go.
Every single person in the band gives, like, through winks and playing this amazing, sexy song, you help Daisy May woo this farmer, and she writes her number, and,
We never lose.
Another win for the gays.
To win!
And tiny little show thing. I think Ren, if people are cool with it, will push Jimena towards the center microphone for this.
Yes.
No. I thought the stance is like Jimena's the spearhead.
Yeah, and then
we're
we're the sides. Yeah.
as the 2 other singers. Yeah.
Ren will sing
Also,
some
we
good
need a
harmonies.
group photo.
Jimena's got it.
Yes.
As
Of
the
the
tallest
band?
in the group,
Yeah.
Alex takes a group selfie on stage.
No. Okay. As long as he's in it.
Ray's
also-
holding up her drumsticks.
Ro also gets his dad to take a picture because he's there in the audience, of course.
Yeah, of course he is.
Mr. Campbell is
Mr.
in the back.
Mr. Campbell is there. He's got, like, earplugs in. So he's like...
Jacob's there.
In at least one of the photos, David is grabbing Alex by the jacket and kissing him. In another photo, he's like lifted Ren up. Just like he's the biggest fan of like funny, silly photos, so like a different pose, everyone.
Yeah. What are our funny, silly poses for the photo Rose Dad takes?
Oh, it's a mess. Someone...
Ro like fully like dips Jimena to like kiss him, and then as like the photo is being taken, but like almost drops her. So there's it's just like the photo is just like motion blurred. It's like Ro tries to grab Jimena before she falls.
Ren is like trying to do a piggyback with Eva, or if Eva's okay with it, and is also going to freak out when that happens and be like motion blurred jumping back as like oh god.
The picture isn't perfect, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is, well, I was gonna ask, but I think I already know the question. Do you feel like you belong?
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it for this season of the Cromwell Chronicles.
Oh!
This episode featured Saffron Heftegab as the Master of Ceremonies, Victoria Nielsen as Daisy May Fowler, Arcadia Reeves as Jimena Carter Garcia, Casey Fleming as Ren Aurora, Catherine Rarrett as Rhododendron Ro Nielsen, Karina Revia as Eva Petrova, Quinn Borzin as Alexander Petrov, and Percival Walter as David Orpheus Smith. This episode was edited by Catherine Rarrett and Saffron Heftegab, with help from Casey Fleming. The cover of Future Days you're listening to right now was played by Micah Slater and recorded by Casey Fleming and Sophia Fidgman. Music for our show was composed and recorded by Quinn Borzin. Additional sound effects and music were sourced and adapted from freesound.org and zapsplat.com under a Creative Commons Attribution License. For a full list of credits, please visit our website, midnightceremoniesmedia.com. There you can also find more information about our show, including character art, behind-the-scenes information, and ways to get in contact with us. As this is the finale, I want to give special credit and thanks to all of the crew who worked behind the scenes. Our transcribers, Karina, Dia, and Quinn. Our editors not featured in this episode, Zola and Karina. Our social media manager, Quinn. Finally, incredible credit and thanks goes to Casey Fleming as executive producer. I couldn't have done this without you. The entire cast and crew has my entire love and gratitude. We did it! We made a series. Thank you to Avery Alder, Buried Without Ceremony, for making the amazing game Monster Hearts 2 that allowed us to tell this story. Thank you to anyone else not named who helped us along the way. You know who you are. And thank you to our audience. Every piece of fan art, every review, any text or good word, it meant the world. Thank you for coming to the world of the Cromwell Chronicles. We'll see you next time.